The religious landscape of the Indian subcontinent, from the Vedic age to the modern nation-state. Chapter 5. The Development of Hindu Sects, a synthesis that folded the land into one. After the Upanishadic era, when the Rama movements challenged the old Brahmaical order, the Indian subcontinent was confronted with new questions about life, morality, and ultimate meaning. Yet the Brahmaical tradition did not collapse. On the contrary, it adapted, synthesized, and created a space where diverse currents of belief could converge. Out of this process emerged Hinduism, not as a religion born in a single moment, but as a vast fabric woven from many threads of faith laid upon the same land. 1. SMTI, epics, and Puranas, narratives and the meaning of life. If the Vedas and Upanishads represented the highest scriptures, Shruti, Hinduism also produced SMTI texts to bring the sacred into everyday life. The epics, Ramayana and Mahabharata, especially the Bhagavad Gita with Macron, linked profound philosophy with lived experience, dramatizing the struggle between dharma, order, virtue, and adharma, chaos, injustice. The Puranas, such as the Vayu Pura, Siva Pura, and Dev Bhagavata Pura, offered myth, cosmology, and sacred narratives, establishing the sanctity of rituals, temples, and festivals. Through these stories, Hinduism became not only the religion of priests but also the faith of kings, merchants, and villagers. 2. Bhakti Yoga, faith and love as a path. One of the most transformative developments was Bhakti Yoga, the path of devotion and love. A devotional singing, bhajan, kirtan, a household worship, PJA with Macron, a pilgrimage to sacred sites. Bhakti made religion accessible beyond priests and rituals. It brought the divine closer to the people. Anyone, regardless of status, could approach God with a heart full of devotion. 3. Diversity of sects, under one canopy. This synthesis gave rise to major sects, each distinct yet coexisting under the same canopy. A Vaishnavism, centered on Vayu and his avatars, such as Ka and Rma, as supreme protectors. A Saivism, focused on Siva, as both the ascetic yogi and the cosmic destroyer creator. A Kaitism, venerated the goddess, Dev, Sakti, Durg, Ka with Macronel, as the ultimate power. A Advaita Venta, taught the non-duality of Brahman and Tman, viewing the world as Ma with Macron Ya with Macron, illusion. A Vidvaita and Dvaita, emphasized the distinction between the soul and God, stressing complete dependence on the divine and the centrality of devotion. 4. Tantra and Yoga, the power of body, mind, and cosmos. Beyond texts and devotion, Hinduism embraced Tantra and Yoga. A Tantra emphasized ritual, mantra, and the awakening of cool and energy. A Yoga cultivated the discipline of body and mind to elevate consciousness toward ultimate truth. These traditions reflect the conviction that liberation is not only through philosophy or meditation, but also through the integrated practice of body, energy, and spirit. 5. Comparative religious dimension, multiple paths to liberation. From the lens of comparative religion, Hinduism offered plural models of liberation. A seekers of knowledge Venta, a seekers of love Bhakti, a seekers of ritual power Tantra Yoga. All were accepted within the same broad canopy. 6. Conclusion, the grand canopy of diversity. Hinduism can be compared to a fabric woven from many threads: Brahmaism, the Upanishads, the epics, the Puranas, Bhakti, and Tantra. These strands did not cancel each other out. Rather, they enriched one another and enhanced the beauty of the whole. Thus, Hinduism is not a religion that forces its followers onto a single path. It is a grand canopy of diversity, embracing philosophers, meditators, devotees, and ritual practitioners, all walking side by side on the path toward moksha, liberation. This flexibility and synthesis are what have enabled Hinduism to endure as a spiritual and cultural foundation of the Indian subcontinent to this day.